Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is Dr. Evelet Sequeira, and I'm here with the next webinar topic, which is abundance mindset. We completed last week the conversation around the laws of abundance. And this week, we're going to talk about the abundance blocks and how to remove them. Of course, they are very, very similar to the subconscious mind topic that we did, because most of these blocks come to us through our parentage, our ancestry, through childhood limiting beliefs, and all of that. But what I've put together is some of the limiting beliefs or some of the blocks that I experienced firsthand in my own life and as a woman. Okay, because most of our teachers usually talk from a space of being man and male and going out into the world working, and that's what I have done too at one part of my life. But then there is another side of us being women who may be homemakers, we may be artists, we may be creative people. So there are some of the blocks there. So quickly I'm going to share my screen and take you through these blocks. Have fun clearing them, knowing them, clearing them. Okay, let me share my screen. All right. So here is what I'm going to share with you. Today's topic is removal of abundance blocks, and this is part of the abundance mindset series. So first of all, thank you for attending and listening to this talk whenever, whichever year, because that is the beauty of putting out this video on a social media platform. So the layout is such. What are these abundance blocks? A list of the abundance blocks, especially for women. And we'll do a simple meditation to remove maybe one or two blocks, okay? Or maybe more, or maybe all will go out with that meditation. So what are abundance blocks? Abundance blocks are nothing but negative subconscious beliefs that we hold about a certain concept, and they're ingrained into our minds since childhood. That's exactly what I told you. So giving you an example here, Sarah grew up in a home where money was tight, her parents held a lot of debt, and they were struggling to pay their bills. Now, Sarah heard things throughout her childhood like money doesn't grow on trees, the rich get richer while the poor get poorer, and the worries her parents had about were never enough about money. So these ideas became abundance blocks for Sarah. Now, in her adult life, she finds herself falling into the same patterns as her parents, and she can't seem to escape debt no matter how hard she works. Isn't this a story for many of us women and even men out there, I'm sure? But let's go ahead and see what's in store for us. So the 10 types of abundance blocks in women. So I must give credit to some of the teachers whose talks I've listened to, especially Christie Sheldon. And she talks about 24 abundance blocks, and it's based on her work that she's done. And these which I have come up with are some of my own and some that I picked up from her conversations. And there were many other places that I looked up, and I've given the references at the end of this presentation. So the first one, resistance to change and move into abundance consciousness. The second block is envy of the other who has more than her. Okay, so if I'm looking at this, who has more? Okay, we correct on the go. Isn't that good? Fear of scarcity, poverty consciousness, and overgiving personality. Deservability issues, a big one, and this one I learned from Louise Hay and her teachings. We also have a special workshop on deservability. Lack of self-worth, fear of constant emergencies. Now, this one is a big one, especially for those who hold the wound of abandonment. Fear of success and growth, and the fear of rejection. So let's see deeper into these abundance blocks, okay? But before we go, last time in our session, we said that the whole pot of abundance or the source of abundance is the infinite I am that I am. And we know that in the various pantheons, the Hindu, the Egyptian, the Christian, the Greek pantheon, maybe the Asian or the Southeast Asian pantheons, we have gods and goddesses that are revered for, being wealth creators or the ones who hold wealth with them. But one of the gods, especially famous for remover of obstacles, for removing obstacles and clearing blocks in your path to anything, is Lord Ganesha. And I love him because right now we are in the season of Ganesh Chaturthi, and this video that you're watching is the day of Visarjan, or the 11th day, or I think Visarjan would have just gone over. And asking and seeking his blessings to help remove all these blocks that we have created that make no sense, and they don't hold ground. So let's take a moment, let's pause, take a few deep breaths, and connect to the element or connect to the energy of this Lord Ganesha and ask him to just clear away all the blocks that are in the way of us knowing that we are abundant at all times. And there is also his mantra, which is Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Okay, let's move on now. The first one, resistance to change and move into abundance consciousness. Don't we know this? How many of us are resistant to change? Me, for one, big one. I love to sit on that one side of the couch, watch my Netflix and do nothing. Yes, given an opportunity, but can't do that because we have been given talents, we've been given gifts, and we have to show up in the world. So the fear of unknown is what brings about this resistance to change, and especially in those women who sense change as a threat. Now, this feeling of being threatened comes from an overdrive of fear in our nervous systems. And again, this is coming from childhood, where if you've come from dysfunctional homes or homes where money was an issue all the time, where there was scarcity, where there was lack, then this fear of the unknown is real, dear friends. The perception that change is not necessary. I'm very happy that I'm not so comfortable. What do I want? I already got a house, I got a car, I got everything, But let me tell you one thing. When you are given a talent, or if you are given money and abundance, and if you're a person who shares it with others and gives it to others and has this whole generous space, okay, then God wants to give you more. Because for now, that energy knows that you are making good use of this money, or you're making good use of this abundance. Okay, so no shirking. Perception that change is not necessary. Okay, that is for the ones who just sit there. The comfort zone becomes so good. I don't want to change. It's okay, yaar. I know this one because I know my mother. She was so talented. May her soul rest in peace. Such a talented woman, so good in her work. But for 35 years, she stayed in the same company, in that government office, where they never honored and revered and, didn't acknowledge, didn't validate the amount of talent that she had. And she never had an opportunity to even showcase that talent over there, except for maybe a few bosses who came and who kind of, really looked at her and said, okay, this lady is a good lady. My mom's name was Lucy, and that she's very good in the work that she does. But if there were some bosses who came in who didn't know anything, they just left it, and she was really, really sad. So, comfort zone, get out of it. Can't smell the shit anymore. Now, this one is a big one because sometimes we are all sitting in shit. In the beginning, it smells, okay? But afterwards, and after some time, when you're sitting for so long, what happens? What happens? You stop smelling the shit. Now, if you've stopped smelling the shit, you're like, it's okay. Someone else is coming and telling you, you know what, hello, you're sitting in shit. And you're like, no, but it doesn't smell. It's okay. I kind of like this gooey texture. Fear of the transition and discomfort of the chaos state. So now, if you look at the change process, what happens is you have status quo. Okay, this is where you start at. And then there is something new that comes up and says, oh my God, Evelet, it's the pandemic time, and you have your children are now getting ready. They're studying and they're moving out, and you really don't have that kind of time to go and do workshops outside. It'll take a lot of time off you. You don't have a big team. What does Evelet do? Oh my God, comfort zone. Let me go and sit on my sofa and watch Netflix. No, 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 no. You don't get to do that. What you get to do is, okay, one round of vertigo because I'm in chaos. I don't know what's happening. And then, you come to your senses, after the vertigo and say, oh, okay, I can do videos. I can do this. This is what I can do. This much time I have. All right. So that is a foreign element. There's resistance. Then there is chaos, total chaos. And after that, the whole bright idea that comes and says, oh, I can use these different methods. Okay, I can make videos, I can put out my webinar, I can do stuff which is doable. And then there is integration, and then there is a new status quo. All right, so that's an abundance block when we resist any form of change. Envy of the other who has more than her. Now, this one I came to know is because many of us women, okay, we are always in this state of competition. She's got this. Oh, she's doing this. So let me do it. Oh, that one is doing this. Oh, let me do this. Oh, that one has got 2 houses. Okay, I'll buy the 3rd house. Not required. Okay. So people throw rocks at things that shine. That's what they say. There's a song there. Now, I give you a subtle difference between envy and jealousy. Now, jealousy is ugly. Okay. It means that you not only wish for the things that another person has, in the Bible, we have the 10 commandments, which says, do not covet your neighbor's goods. Okay. Do not covet your neighbor's wife is also there. Not relevant for us because we are already wives. But hate them for having them and wish that they didn't have them. So jealousy is about hating the other person just because they bought a color television. In the olden days, we had black and white television. But envy is different. Envy is wanting what the other person has. So we had black and white television, and that other auntie had color television. Now I'm envious. My God, she got color television and I don't have it. Or maybe she's got flat screen. She's got YouTube and everything on her TV. I don't have it. That is envy. Now, what does envy do? It may not actually be a bad thing, because now with envy comes an evaluation in which I'm comparing myself with another. And there is a little bit of competition there. Now, this is a very masculine space to be in, okay? We assess and rank and the status compare with the others. And the theory goes that envy motivates us to achieve the same thing for ourselves. So be a little wise. As soon as this sense comes to you that, oh, I'm getting a little envious of the other person, first of all, check in and see whether it's really important for you. The other person has flat screen TV. Oh my God, it's 40 inches and it's very big. And I also want in my house, but I have a small hall. Okay. And my sofa is like right next to it. And if I put that 40 in, then my eyes are going to pop out and I don't even have the money to buy it. So be wise, dear friends. Okay. When a person resents those who've achieved success, they're actually being haunted by something, something that they didn't do in the past. So now this is a statement about, I'm envious because you have got more money in the bank than me. But I'm also being haunted by the thought that, oh, that one took those action steps, which maybe I didn't take. Okay. So it's a time to evaluate oneself. All right. So when envy comes in. Next one, the fear of scarcity. Now, this is a big one. Look at this picture, dear friends. It's one old uncle and old auntie. I mean, there were many other pictures, but they were all like, kind of artwork. And these people are filled with all this kachara in their house. Don't want to give it away. Hoarding, cluttering, house cabinets, her home, and much more comes from this deep fear of scarcity. I had it big time. But the only difference is I had all of this, lots of clutter, but it was organized very well. So I kept telling my brain, you know what? It's neat and clean. My cupboard looks very nice. I've kept all my clothes in order. Do I really need 10 black pants? Do I need 10 pairs of jeans? Okay, if I'm an actor, so if I'm doing, maybe an influencer kind of work every day, I need to dress up differently, maybe. But if I don't need at some point in time, can I give up? Or can I empty my closets, things that I don't need? Now, why is this a block? It's a block because every time I think things will not be enough for me. So if they're not enough for me, that means I'm constantly living in lack. And we know what we think, we believe, and that is what we manifest. So if I think there's not going to be enough, then there's not going to be enough. All right. The attitude of sharing is completely missing. If you know, one of the laws last time we spoke about was, for it is in giving that you receive. But either say nothing is getting out only of your houses, nothing is getting out of your purse, money is not getting out of your purse, all tight-fisted. If you remember that, story of the monkey, there was a bottle, big mouth bottle, and it had peanuts, and the monkeys kept putting their hand in and taking peanuts. But one of the monkeys wanted more. So he kind of grabbed lots of it and he made a fist, and the fist wouldn't come out because it's full. And he had to let go and just take few, and then only he could release his hand from that bottle. So hoarding stuff captures energy. We know that spirit resides in everything. Okay, so if you think spirit is only coming in the form of a dove and sitting and hovering over your head, sorry friends, you're mistaken. Spirit is present in everything, in matter, in stuff that you see, stuff that you don't see. Now imagine you hoarding and holding the energy in so many items. Where's the space to bring more? You have to release, you have to let that energy flow. So like a dam, soon that water will get stagnant. Yeah, you have to let it flow. It has to go out. So that is a very big abundance block. Okay. The next one, association with poverty as a vow or a way of being. Now, this is a very big one for, I feel it was a big one for me because I grew up, imbibing Christian and Catholic values, and especially going to school with the nuns and all of that. And I honored and revered the nuns. But they had taken a vow of poverty. I have uncles who are priests, and they have taken a vow of poverty. Not me. But at some point, because you honor, you hero worship them, and you're kind of there in those schools and colleges for years, it kind of gets ingrained in you. You don't have to be poor, okay? And I have seen this association with poverty as a vow in people who have enough money, they're earning well, their bank accounts are full, they've got 2-3 houses. But if you visit their home, the kind of bed covers that they have, the kind of clothes that they wear, all torn, tattered, all kinds of, dal, kind of stains on it. It's not required. You don't have to go and buy luxury, decor stuff and all of that. No, itna bhi you don't want to do. But you can get some basic, clean, new sheets. You can put a new cover for your, for your sofa and all of that. You can do that, right? But when you're living in poverty consciousness, then this is what happens. And people who are living in that consciousness don't even realize that they're doing. They say, no, but I'm using, I'm reusing stuff, and I'm recycling. That's why I said there's a difference between being in that poverty space, like ekdam gor garib, and a minimalist. Now, the minimalist is consciously minimalist. I have seen minimalists, okay? They have less number of clothing, less number of shoes, fewer stuff, but they wear good quality stuff. They don't wear torn, tattered clothes. Okay. They will go and buy clothes from a good shop, durable material, or good, kind of clutter-free homes. But their furniture will not be like ekdam tutela futela mal and broken and all of that. That is poverty consciousness. Okay. So this is a belief that there isn't enough of anything to go around, not enough money, not enough time, not enough planning, leaders, clean air, rest, love, just about anything. So there is a lack in everything. So in all areas of life, they experience lack. Okay. And this again comes from the space of there is not enough. I don't trust God. I don't trust anybody. Okay. And I've seen many people like that. It's sad. Okay, the next one is one of the abundance blocks is when you have an overgiving personality. And this is a big one for us women, darlings. We are, or most of us are this. More giving of wealth and leaving little for self and depleted energy at all times. Now, this giving here, like you would say, the law says, for it is in giving that you receive. But here, this overgiving, it's not giving, it is overgiving, and it is pathological. It's coming from a space, not of niceness, it's coming from a space of need. I am needy, and I am, so much of poverty, so much of lack inside me that I will give it to you. I want to give it to you because I want to gain appreciation. I want to maybe get an ego boost or an ego massage. I'm giving it to you to look down upon you. Now, giving is loving, but overgiving is dysfunctional. And this leads to codependent behavior. So if you're acting and giving at your own expense, overdoing it. I also did for a long time, especially for children. Because what we do, I'm giving so much of love because I'm expecting them to give me something back in return. What am I doing? Oh, I'll give you this. So you study well, you do this, I'll cook for you good food, I'll do this. Please don't go into that space. Okay. Let it come from your heart space. Your giving has to come from your heart space. Overgiving is pathological. Overgiving and codependent behavior eventually leads to feeling empty and bitter. So you see many of these mothers that I have seen, perpetually sad, okay, and perpetually bitter, angry, broken. I was like this too, okay. I remember having the fever 3-4 weeks back, and one day I just woke up and I was so disgruntled and so angry. I'm like, nobody's coming to see me. No one loves me. Nobody cares about me. And I'm sick and I'm there and no one is loving me. Blah, blah, blah. And I was ranting and ranting. And that's when I realized that I've been overgiving. When I'm giving just enough, what is the ranting about? I'm giving from my fullness. This giving, overgiving is from my emptiness, and my cup is going to be empty and I'm going to be bitter as hell. Okay, I don't want to be this bitter bitch. Sorry. Is that word allowed? Overgiving and codependent behavior eventually leads to feeling empty and bitter because at the end of the day, there's nothing left for you. And you're like this whole victim mode. Main bichari, there's no one for me, and all of that. Yeah, especially, if you've seen that movie, Three Idiots, that Raju Kima. She's like that. Balan, she's going on making those chapatis, and that's sad. Whatever, her sweat is falling in it and all of it. A little overdone, but kind of gives you an idea. Let's come to deservability, guys. Deservability issues. I am not deserving of this abundance instead of being grateful. That is the thought. That is the block. Okay. I don't think I'm worthy of this. At the deepest core of our being, if we feel that we don't deserve to have what we wish for, that belief that I don't deserve will block those things from coming into my life. So there is one part which is manifesting. I want this foreign holiday. I want this. I want that. I want that. And then there is another part which says, Acha, you want? But I don't think you deserve it. I don't think you can live up to that standard. I don't think it is working for you. So we end up settling for less than what we truly desire as a result of our limiting beliefs. So can we tell ourselves, I'm willing to see my magnificence? And this was a big one, which I learned from Louise Hay's workshops. Oh, truly, truly. changed something big and deep inside me. So if you have Louise Hay's You Can Heal Your Life workbook, these are some of the questions that you can ask yourself. What do you want that you do not have now? What did you learn about deserving in your childhood? Answer these questions for yourself. Okay, take your time. Okay, answer them. Do you feel that you are deserving of good things, or do you feel that you have to do something to earn them? Are you good enough? You know, as children, we always had to earn everything. But I told you last time, we are daughters and sons of the sovereign God, the King and Queen God. Let me not sit at the castle's gate and beg. Let me enter the castle and say, this is my, my throne. This is a part of my throne. And I deserve all this wealth, all this abundance. And there is a purpose for my wealth. Do you deserve to live? Why or why not? What do you have to live for? What is the purpose of your life? And whom do you need to forgive in order to deserve? So many a times, one of the blocks in deservability is this: one or two people that you are angry with. Forgive everyone. Why hold on to all of that pain? It was in the past. Don't be in this space of saying, oh, but I'm right. Of course, you may be right. But let it go. Because the more you keep that energy there inside, you're blocking anything good coming to you. What do you deserve? Do you believe I deserve love and joy and all good? Or do you feel deep down that you deserve nothing? Are you willing to let go of your limiting beliefs about deservability? I really love Louise Hay. So she gives a deservability treatment. What a lovely woman. So I want each one of you to close your eyes. Let us receive this treatment into our being. Take a few deep breaths. I am deserving. I deserve all good. Not some, not a little, but all good. I now move past all negative, restricting thoughts. I release and let go of the limitations of my parents. I love them and I go beyond them. I am not their negative opinions, nor their limiting beliefs. I am not bound by any of the fears or prejudices of the current society I live in. I no longer identify with limitation of any kind. In my mind, I have total freedom. I now move into a space of consciousness where I am willing to create new thoughts about myself and about my life. My new thinking becomes new experiences. I know and affirm that I am one with the prosperity power of the universe. As such, I now prosper in a number of ways. The totality of possibilities lies before me. I deserve life, a good life. I deserve love, an abundance of love. I deserve good health. I deserve to live comfortably and to prosper. I deserve joy and happiness. I deserve freedom to be all that I can be. I deserve more than that. I deserve all good. The universe is more than willing to manifest my new beliefs. And I accept this abundant life with joy, pleasure, and gratitude. For I am deserving. I accept it and know it to be true. Amen, and so it is. Take a few deep breaths. Integrate this experience, integrate this deservability treatment into your body. The next block, again, it comes in the same realm of deservability, a lack of self-worth. She does not have her own identity or sense of self. Who am I? What are my talents? What are my skills? How educated am I? I remember when I was in my first job, and I was really being underpaid. And I realized that when another consultant was taken for a similar position as mine, and she was half as qualified as me, half experienced as mine, and yet she was being paid double. That's when I realized that, oh my God, why are they doing this to me? So one is, of course, to become alert and know what is your own self-worth and put it out there. And if people are not respecting you, then leave the place. Leave that table where love and honor and respect is not being served. But for that, you need to know what is your level of honor and respect. Where do you stand? Okay. Low or poor value is assigned to oneself and she has no voice. I have seen women for years. They'll say stuck in the same position, never ask for a raise. If they've asked for a raise and if they have been shut down once, they will never go and ask again. Opening up your voice, speaking your truth, asking for what you deserve. Checking out in the market, what are others who are in similar positions with similar qualifications getting? Know that you deserve the best, okay? Improve your self-esteem. Firmly believe that you totally deserve the abundance. And all of these self-esteem issues, again, come from childhood. So what do? How does it feel? I don't think much about myself. It's okay. I'm getting some 20, 30,000. It's okay. My mother, it goes well. It pays my rent, and I get enough to eat, and it's enough. But you've been given talents. You've got trained so well. You've got one of the best degrees that not many have. But are you ready and willing to use it? Criticizing yourself, always putting yourself down, blaming yourself when you have low self-esteem. मेरे वजह से ही हुआ है problem. I'm only the one to blame. Complete low self-worth. Focusing only on your weakness and not on your strength. Feeling unable to assert yourself. That's what I said. No voice, the losing of voice, and apologizing a lot. Have you ever seen women? There are some who keep on apologizing. I'm sorry. Even if they've not done anything wrong. Because this is more like that fond response of, wanting to be accepted, wanting to be loved at any cost. Avoiding challenges or trying to be perfect at all times. Feeling self-conscious. Being eager to please and feeling like one doesn't deserve treats. So let the love flow into your life. Because this is a big block. If your self-worth and your self-esteem is low, you will not know how to ask for money for your level. I know I keep doing a lot of sessions with corporates and with NGOs and all of that. And some corporates, really big corporates who have lots of money, will come and ask me to do a pro bono session. Why? I'm not sitting here to do Fukatka classes for anybody. No. Of course, these webinars are Fukat because on YouTube, this is my service. I want to give it out to everybody. But when I'm teaching some particular specific subject, which is my subject matter, and I'm an expert on that particular subject, I will charge money because I've put in so much of money, I've put in so much of effort, and I know what is my self-worth. I'd rather do it free for, maybe NGOs who don't have fundings or for religious institutions who really don't have that kind of money. Why should I do it free for corporates who have so much of funds? I know one evening out and you have a huge bill. I'm not against you eating and drinking. Have fun. Pay me also. Okay. Or pay the trainer. Learn about your residual influences, how to create powerful money channels and fill your body with unconditional love. So this is some of the ways that you can, kind of remove that block of self-esteem. This one is a big one, especially I had it for a long time, and I think I still have it because this one came to me yesterday in my conversation with my children. So you'll not see this anywhere. Fear of emergencies. Always envisaging emergencies and setting money aside. Now, where is this coming from? I would always give extra money, say 500 rupees to my kids and say, keep this separately, in one corner of your pocket or in your bag, so that whenever there is an emergency, kuch purse was chori ho gaya, kuch ho gaya, you have money. Okay, so you're not like lost and without. It's a good habit, yes, but it didn't come from that good space. The feeling is I'm alone. I have no community. Nobody's going to help me. No sense of belonging. And the wound that is driving this fear is the wound and the fear of abandonment. I will be abandoned. Nobody will help me. Let me tell you a story here. Actually, it's a real life incident. Years ago, we were traveling by train from Bangalore to Mumbai. Me, my husband Steve, and my daughter Shania. She was really little. Sean wasn't born. Shania was about maybe 6 or 7 years old, and my dad was traveling with me at that time. And you know how difficult it is for men when they sit in the train, and if you have, your wallet and your phone, everything in your pant pockets, it kind of, it's pokey and uneven. So my dad gave me his wallet, he gave me his phone, all of it, and it was in my purse. And he gets off at Belgaum station, and he just likes to kind of move around a bit. And the train started, and Dad did come back. And I told my husband, I said, just please check and see where Dad is. And he says, don't worry, he must have gotten at some other, into another compartment. He'll come. We waited for about 5-10 minutes, and he's not there. And I started panicking and all of that. And to cut the long story short, Dad missed the train. And that was that. But what kind of scared me, or scared the shit out of me, was that he did not have his purse, okay, with him. Daddy did not have his purse nor his mobile phone. What is he going to do? Who's going to help him? And I was praying all night. My daughter was small, and there was so much of fear. And next day morning, and we just prayed and said, he'll find a way. He's an intelligent man. He'll do something. Okay. And next day morning at the other station, when the train was pulling into the station, Dad is waiting for us at this station. Can you imagine my joy when I saw him? Literally jumped into his arms with my baby. So what did he do? He had some gold that he was wearing, and he went to the TC and he asked for some money, and he says, my phone, everything is left in the train, and I can't do anything. And this TC was a nice man. He gave him money for the bus that comes from Belgaum to Mumbai. And the bus was so fast, it reached way before the train. And he was here, right? So abundance is everywhere. You just have to believe in it. So the signs of abandonment, again, you have the need to control others, very similar to deservability. You give too much in your relationship. So all of these are very pathological, okay? A lot of people pleasing, a lot of blaming others, or you visualize people are leaving you, and you have problems trusting others. You're constantly worried about being abandoned, and you blame yourself after every breakup. So all kinds of feelings where it's not enough, life is not good, or it's a threat, and you're constantly living in this zone of, as if World War II is going on. We have to get out of this space, dear ladies. Then comes next the fear of success and growth. Now, this is a big one also for us. The fear of success is self-sabotage phobia that stops people from achieving what they want in life. Okay. Or sometimes this madness of success can take us overboard also. On the other extreme, I want to be successful, not connecting to their bodies. So all kinds of ways. One of the things here is you have to Ask yourself these questions. What am I afraid of success? Are you afraid that there'll be more responsibility? Are you afraid that you will have to work harder? Of course, you'll have to work harder. Of course, there is more responsibility. Are you worried that you will have no time for leisure? No, leisure comes. You make time for everything. What if you are successful but you lose it? Of course, you can lose it. I, for one, started so many centers and shut them down and moved and, did all kinds of things. Started a business, closed it, started another one, closed it. For one, like a vagabond woman, changing, transforming at all times. But that is the grit that you have to hold. Only then will abundance flow to you. Otherwise, you get stagnant and you stop. Okay? We have to keep walking. You worry that you may become someone else. Of course, you'll become someone else. At every level that you climb, you are a new and a different person. Your whole mindset, your consciousness is different. You're afraid of letting go of your comfort zone. You think you don't deserve to be successful. We did deservability. So pursuing success and growth with great enthusiasm. But this has to be your definition of success. If you are an extrovert person, yes, go out there, be the performer that you can be, get out there, do what you have to do. If you are an introvert, maybe your definition of success is very different. Maybe waking up and making, like for me, I've realized that I am actually an introvert. And doing these maybe 4 videos per month is success for me as of now. And that is okay. It's okay. It's your definition of success. Begin sowing the seeds to grow your abundance. Like an acorn carefully planted and watered will transform into an oak tree. Your wealth will develop in the same way. Learn to fill up your wealth garden with abundance. We come to one of the last ones, the fear of rejection. This is another block. It goes hand in hand with the wound of abandonment. Okay. But in addition to this, abandonment, rejection is more deep-seated because our ancestors relied on being accepted in a group for survival. So ancient parts of our brain, especially the amygdala or the animal brain or the amphibian brain that we call, it registers rejection as life-threatening. Now, suppose I try to do something new. Okay. I'm putting out a workshop. Nobody turns up. And I feel, oh, no one loves me. And one can get disappointed very easily. So common fears related to rejection are fear of public speaking. They can cause problems when especially you can start negatively impacting a person's life or get in the way of opportunities. The first time you will shake, you will shiver, you may fail. It's okay. Fall down 10 times, stand up and get up 11 times. Afraid of not being liked, being abandoned, not fitting in, or being alone. People who fear rejection also struggle with low self-esteem. Okay. So the ones who have social anxiety, they have a fear of doing or saying something embarrassing and not being liked. So they will not take on a new opportunity that is coming up. Okay. Join for a dance program. Join in for something. No. I don't think, I'm very embarrassed. You have to break those barriers within your own self. OCD is obsessive compulsive disorders, can cause rumination and obsessive thinking about whether someone has liked or accepted their romantic interests, peers, or co-workers. Okay? It's crazy. Totally obsessing over these thoughts because thinking that, oh, maybe the way I dress, maybe the way I talk, maybe this, it's not acceptable. Nobody will love me, or I'll be rejected. And when we hold these fears, they are blocks to our abundance. Nothing will come to us. No, they're like these big doors, around us, or gates around us. The fawn response, okay, that's not yawn, or it's the fawn response. So we have fight, flight, okay, freeze. And this is the fawn response. So what is the fawn response? It's also related to the fear of rejection. Fawning is the act of desperately trying to smooth things over and to please others in order to avoid conflict or rejection. Now imagine if you've gone to the boss and asked for a raise. Okay, the boss says, no, I can't give you a raise and blah blah. We have no money. The company not doing well. You go and all of that. And you want to keep the boss happy and pleased, and you're still there, same position, same salary. And then there is another one who's come and who's made a lot of noise and has pushed herself or himself, and so one has to tap in and one has to ask oneself if they hold these fears. Get rid of the fear of rejection to shape, grow, and cultivate your own wealth in any direction you can imagine. Clear your baggage and break free from any of the old restrictions. Okay. So those were some of the abundance blocks that we women can face. Now, how do you remove these abundance blocks? Okay. Christie Marie Sheldon, she has nice meditations, and there are lovely meditations and hypnosis online, and especially my favorite teacher is Marissa. You can do them, okay? But these are the 4 or 5 steps that I picked up from Christie Marie Sheldon. So she says to remove any particular abundance block, okay? Let's all of us do this together, whoever's watching this video. The first step is always connect to the source of abundance. And if that has an image for you, whatever that image is, for me, the images of the mighty sea, the mighty ocean, or maybe for you, it's a tree that's filled with 1,000 leaves, that is abundance for you. Or it is sand on a beach, like the grains of sand, or it's the night sky with you can see galaxies and solar systems and all kinds of stuff in the sky. Just connect to this abundance, this infinite I am that I am. And know that whatever you are pulling in, or whatever you are asking for yourself, is already yours because you're part of this system. And now identify a block that you want to clear, any problem that you want to solve. Bring that to mind. Once you've found that block, what was the first age you felt this block? Who did you learn it from? And what was the emotion that you were feeling at that particular time when you felt this block? And if you can't remember one particular block, just tell the universe, I want to clear whatever abundance block is present in my body right now. And the next step is locating this source of block in your body. Where is it in, on, or around my body? Just sense and feel it. Feel where you feel this block in your body. You feel, you know it. That's the wisdom of our body. And now connect to light source. Feel a strong white pillar of light coming from the sky above. And feel that pillar of light also going down, deep down into Mother Earth and connecting both heaven and earth. And feel the expansion of that pillar. And especially strong lights, laser lights, going to that place where these abundance blocks are right now in this moment. Shedding light on this particular place, and let this light transmute any old energy in time, space, and in the universe, across all dimensions, across all timelines. May these blocks be cleared gently with ease. And now reframe and reprogram any of those negative beliefs that you have. Letting go of that poverty consciousness, letting go of scarcity, letting go of all those fears of rejection, fear of success and growth, fear of abandonment, letting go of them gently and replace those beliefs with positive ones. And then when you find time, make a list of all the blocks that you may have and then change them, reprogram, reframe them into something new. Empowering alternative ideas which you no longer believe until you no longer believe that limiting idea. And then it can no longer hold you back. Thank all gods and goddesses for helping us to cleanse, clear, and to transmute this energy of blocks into that of abundance and let the energy flow. We thank Lord Ganesha. We thank all the gods and goddesses that are responsible as custodians of wealth for bringing us wealth and for us letting us know what is our purpose and to use this wealth to bring and create light, create wealth from light, from good sources, to create good money and to use it for causes that are good. Take a few deep breaths. You can gently open your eyes back to present time. These are the references I will be sending you. You can join the group, which is on WhatsApp, and we can have question and answer sessions. I share some of the stuff there. And maybe you all claim a pot of gold. All right. So thank you, everyone. Another webinar done. I hope you have received all that you wanted to receive. And may all the blocks be released gently so that we make space for abundance to flow in and for us to remember and recognize that we are abundant. This is Dr. Evelet signing off. We will meet again next week. And I'm going to come up with the webinar. And this is going to be on the book, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. So we'll be looking at certain lessons from that book. So stay tuned. Goodbye.